New York, San Francisco, which one's better? Well, if you love New York but want to live in San Francisco, then there's really one neighborhood for you to move to. Now, this is a place where San Francisco history meets elevated elegance. And it's also the top neighborhood. And I don't mean top meaning by most popular or the best one. I mean top quite literally. This neighborhood is perched at the highest point amongst all other neighborhoods in San Francisco. Nob Hill is iconic, it's luxurious, and like I said, quite literally perched above everything else. So today on this video, we are going to get into the real estate prices, the economic factors that are driving people in. What's the vibe like? What's the commute like? Who actually lives in this neighborhood, to see if it's a good fit for you if you're trying to decide between all of these amazing neighborhoods that San Francisco has to offer. But before we get into it today, and including some fun facts that I'm going to share with you about the neighborhood, welcome back to the channel of your favorite Bay Area mortgage professional, where we talk about mortgages, money, and markets. My name is Arjun Dhingra. I'm a two-time Taekwondo world champion, the host of this YouTube channel, and a 24-year mortgage vet, helping people make better decisions around taking out mortgage debt when it comes to living in the Bay Area. If you are subscribed to this channel, I thank you again. If you are not, please do so, and also like this video so that we can reach more people with content like this when it comes to making decisions about living here. I appreciate you guys, and let's get into today's topic. Okay, quick fun fact about Nob Hill and where it got its name. It actually came from the wealthy railroad nabobs, or what they were called, who were these snobs who built mansions in the 1800s in San Francisco. The term nob is an abbreviation of nabobs, which basically means a person of great wealth or influence. So that's where the name comes from. Now, Nob Hill is synonymous with prestige and timeless charm when it comes to San Francisco. And again, I mentioned earlier, it's got a very New York feel. High-rise condos and buildings with doormen, beautiful lobbies, and despite its hilly area, still a very walkable neighborhood. Now next, let's touch on where exactly Nob Hill is located in the city. Now, Nob Hill is roughly bounded by California Street to the south, Broadway to the north, Powell Street to the east, and Van Ness Avenue to the west. And it is perched atop one of the city's 7 hills. As of this March 2025, the average rent for a one-bedroom apartment was about $3,400 to $3,800, depending on the age and some of the amenities that you'd find in a building. Condominiums pretty much dominate this market. There are a lot of them and very few single-family residences. Entry-level units starting at around $950,000, while luxury penthouses in buildings like the Monterey or the Gramercy can hit anywhere between $2.5 to up to $4 million. So you'll find a mix of retirees, high-earning singles and couples, international buyers, and a lot of East Coast dwellers who want their New York vibes, but in San Francisco. Median household income for a resident of this neighborhood is anywhere between $190,000 and $230,000 a year. Now, lower income residents can still stay in this neighborhood and likely have been there because of rent-controlled apartments, or they're splitting up larger historic units. And just like most every other neighborhood with the same type of issue, co-living arrangements are very common and popular. Living in Nob Hill is like being in a Wes Anderson film. Refined, classic, and very walkable. Now, we mentioned elegance meets history here. Now, this neighborhood is anchored by landmarks such as the Fairmont Hotel, Grace Cathedral, and the Intercontinental Mark Hopkins. Dining and shopping is fantastic in this neighborhood. Again, synonymous with that New York feel and vibe. You can expect white tablecloth restaurants like the Tonga Room, also Steakhouse, and Nob Hill Cafe. There are also loads of boutique cafes and shops and grocers and tailors that line Polk and Hyde Street. Now, there is classic architecture, manicured trees, and historic lampposts that make this neighborhood, despite its hilly terrain, very, very walkable. It might also be why a lot of people that live in this neighborhood are in great shape, is because they're always walking up and down those hills, getting those steps in. So it's a quiet neighborhood, but it's also quite central as well when it comes to commuting or access to other areas of San Francisco. It's within walking distance to the famous Union Street, to Chinatown, and the Financial District. So if you live in the neighborhood and want to walk to work, if you are downtown or in the FiDi, it's very easy to do. San Francisco is still truly one of those great cities where you don't need a car. Now, here's another fun fact about cable cars, which are obviously very synonymous with San Francisco, and that is the cable car lines that run through Nob Hill are some of the oldest in the world, some of them operating from as early as 1870. From a public transportation standpoint, this neighborhood is fantastic. You've got 3 cable car lines that run through Nob Hill, plus muni buses 1, 3, and 27 that all connect to BART and other major lines. Now, one drawback against this neighborhood is that parking can be really tough. But again, like I said, so many people in San Francisco opt to not have a vehicle. So if you're in that camp, then this is a bit of a moot point. But many buildings do offer garage space, and walking to work is extremely common. Now, because this neighborhood typically caters to people a little bit older, I mean older in the sense that 35 and above, it may be a little bit of a tougher neighborhood or enclave to date in. Unlike the Marina, which is going to feature a lot of younger people who are fresh out of college and just entering the job force and looking to socially mingle with lots of others. Nob Hill is a little quieter. It's also a little snobbier in the best of ways because it's expensive to live there, so it may be tough to find an ideal mate. Now, if you live here, someone would absolutely want to date you because it's going to come with a lot of prestige and give the appearance that you've got your stuff together. Never a bad thing in dating these days, but it's something to be mindful of in terms of social interaction. Now, one beautiful fact about this neighborhood, and if you visited San Francisco or you're watching some of the scenery that's in this video, you know what I'm talking about, that some of the best views in all of the city are from this actual neighborhood. Views of the Bay Bridge, Coit Tower, and even the Golden Gate Bridge on a clear day are very, very vivid from this space. So who is the ideal person to live in Nob Hill? Well, if you are into a sophisticated urban lifestyle that doesn't have the touristy feel of Fisherman's Wharf, but also not too much of the buzz or noise of, say, Soma, then Nob Hill is absolutely for you. It's not a cheap neighborhood by any standards, but it does offer prestige, peace, and proximity, which is hard to get all three of those in one San Francisco neighborhood. To recap, Nob Hill is perfect for professionals, empty nesters, or anyone seeking old world living in a modern city. So if you're a girl that wants that Sex in the City vibe of having a doorman that's greeting you every time with your packages as you head up from having coffee out during the day and not really having a job, or if you are a banker or entrepreneur that loves the walkability to the financial district of your city, but to be able to come back to a very peaceful but elegant neighborhood, then this is absolutely a place for you to consider. But what do you guys think? Would you want to live in Nob Hill? Have you compared the other neighborhoods, which there are a lot of videos on this channel highlighting those specific areas? Let us know what you guys think. Drop us a comment here on what you think of Nob Hill itself, whether you've lived there or if you want to maybe one day, and we'll see you guys on the next video.